Hello, drummers, and welcome to Tim Connolly Drums. It's around 7 a.m. I'm an early riser. It's funny how even though I work as a musician, and musicians have a stereotypical party all night, sleep all day. Well, in my younger days, yes, but now at almost 60, it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I get up at between 5 and 6 every day. It's just the way it is. It's funny how that happens. The roll is gone from the rock. Anyways, I have an amazing story that I want to share with you guys, an absolutely true story about the incredible Jeff Healey, and how I met Jeff and how I almost quit playing drums because of Jeff. So that wasn't a clickbait title. It's a true story. Jeff Healey was an absolutely brilliant, loving, wonderful man. Rest in peace, Jeff. I got to meet and know Jeff. Didn't know him well. I'll tell you my story and a slight follow-up to my story as well. So we got to go way back. I'm not sure the exact date, but I'm guessing I'm pretty sure I was around 16 years old. So that would have been 1981, around 1981. And of course, I was the rock star in my high school. And the high school back in those days, and oh my God, they don't do this anymore. But Battle of the Bands was so huge. Every high school had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever number of bands, rock bands. And we would have a Battle of the Bands once a year. I lived for the Battle of the Bands. And, I never got picked on in high school or anything particularly. I was a good athlete, and I played the drums. So you're cool if you're a pretty decent athlete and you play the drums. But at the same time, I was quite, I don't know, you know how awkward you are as a teenager. There's that awkwardness that takes place. So I wasn't one of the cool kids in school, so to speak. I was cool in my mind, but I wasn't necessarily, the most popular kid in the school. But I didn't care. I didn't care. But anyways, Battle of the Bands comes around, and now's my chance to shine because uh, nobody could play drums there. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. There was another kid. I don't name names. I'm naming Jeff Healey, and I'm going to name one other person, but I try not to name a lot of names because I don't like to bring people into stories that don't really truly want to be in them. So I just give either fake names or no names at all. Anyways, there was another drummer in the school that actually was younger than me, and I looked up to him and I thought, man, this kid's a pretty good drummer. And he was kind of like the competition, in my opinion, for the Battle of the Bands. And I knew that he was putting a band together, and I had a band, and he was the competition, this particular drummer, his band. And his band, I didn't realize what they were playing until the actual night of the Battle of the Bands. But the songs that they were playing were hit songs at the time. And some of the drumming, he was a great drummer, man, this kid. I was actually blown away by his drumming. He was better than me at the time. He was better than me. But of course, I didn't realize that until I saw him get up on stage. And then I was like, oh no. But anyways, let's get to the story. 1981, Battle of the Bands, got my band together, rehearsed, ready to go. I can't remember the order in which we played. There was 5 bands on the bill, and everybody got half an hour. So, like I said, I don't remember if we were first, second, but I'm pretty sure we were either first or second because the bass player showed up late, and I was pissed. Oh my God, this is my shining moment. And the bass player comes in late. We might have even been first because I can remember waiting for him. We're all set up and we're waiting for the bass player. Where the hell is he? One of these, I was like the manager. Where the hell is he? Anyways, finally he shows up. We get up there, and I can't remember exactly what we played, to be totally honest. I don't remember what the songs were, but they were rock songs of the time. nothing was super difficult or anything like that, but they were rock tunes of the time. I'm going to guess it was Van Halen, Doobie Brothers, probably some Beatles, some Stones, stuff like that. That's what I'm guessing that we played. Anyways, we do our thing, we play, and then I remember watching this drummers band, and I was like, oh man, they're good. And they were playing difficult stuff. They were playing a Sister Christian, and they were playing Limelight by Rush, which was out of my league at the time. So I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive to be able to play that song. That's a hard song to play. They were really good. And the four bands play. Then this fifth band comes on. The fifth band had a blind guitar player. And at first, I didn't think anything of it. I'm not going to say I laughed it off, but I sort of, blind guitar player? Who the hell plays guitar when they're blind? Who does he think he is? Ray Charles? Stevie Wonder? And we just kind of all, not just me, everybody kind of dismissed this blind guitar player. And my friend Graydon played in the band, Graydon Chapman. So how you got into the Battle of the Bands is not everybody had to be at the school. Only one member of the band had to actually attend the high school. So Graydon was the guy that played in Jeff Healey's band, and he was a member of my high school. But I didn't know. I didn't even know Graydon, who was my friend. I didn't even realize he played the drums. Or if I did, I just thought it was something like I had a real strong passion for it. I had a fire. I was on fire in terms of everything was music and drumming for me. Graydon, I don't think he had the same fire. I remember talking to him about music and drumming, but he didn't have that incredible fire that I had. It was just something he did. Anyways, that fifth band, Jeff Healey band, gets up there and plays. Everybody was blown away. This blind guy was extremely talented. And I'm like, where the hell did this guy come from? I can remember being off stage, watching him play from the side, slightly back, and going, holy shit, this guy's like Jimi Hendrix. And I was blown away by him. And I'm like, we are going to lose. We are going to lose. I was like, oh no, panic mode. This guy could play. And my friend Graydon, he played really well, man. He was 15, 16 years old, same as me. He just laid down the grooves. They were playing like typical Jeff Healey bluesy type stuff, but no Jeff Healey songs because he wasn't known at the time. This was before his fame. So there was no, Jeff Healey tunes. It was just Jeff playing blues tunes and some blues rock and wailing guitar solos like I'd never heard anyone play. I'd never heard anyone play guitar like this before, let alone someone that was blind. So I was just like, I'm getting chills telling you guys this story. It was a moment. And of course, nobody knew who he was. It was like in a movie when Elvis Presley played and sang for the first time. If you watch that Elvis movie and they're all kind of sitting there like this, who is this long-haired, greasy hooligan, I experienced that with Jeff Healey. Anyways, needless to say, end of the night rolls around and the winner is Jeff Healey. And I was so angry, even though I knew right from the first tune these guys are going to win. I think my band came second or third. I can't remember exactly. I think second. I think we eked out my friend that was a great drummer's band. I don't know how we did that, but I'm pretty sure we came second, as I recall. And I was devastated because this was supposed to be my shining moment. And I'm like, this guy doesn't even go to my school. How the hell can he take my glory away from me? This is supposed to be my moment where I'm the one marching out on stage to the adoring fans. I can laugh about it now, 42, 43 years later. But at the time, when I was 16, 17, something like that, I was very, very distraught. So this leads me to my title, which is not clickbait. In the green room, my friend Brian Abel. I'm in it was a classroom turned into a green room. I'm ranting and raving to Brian. Who the hell is this guy? He's freaking blind. How can he play guitar like that? He's not supposed to be here. How is Graydon playing with this guy? How did Graydon meet him? All these questions. I'm ranting and raving. And then I'm like, I'm just going to quit. I don't want to play drums anymore. I was so distraught. Cursing, pacing, screaming. My friend Brian, God bless his soul, still my friend to this day. I've known him since we were in grade 3. He talked me off the cliff. I was ready to jump off that cliff, quit drumming. My life is over. I lost the battle of the bands. Over dramatic teenager. Brian, the keeper of the faith. Don't quit drums, man. Keep playing. You've got to keep playing. Don't let this bring you down. He talked me off the cliff. So Brian, if you get to see this video, I've never forgotten that. Thanks very much, man. You're the best. So I went home and I was very distraught. Told my mom all about the situation, and I was still contemplating quitting. Now, obviously, I never did quit, but I was very, very upset about that. Now, fast forward, I was playing a gig in Toronto, and I can't remember the circumstances around what was happening, but it was some kind of a festival gig, as I recall, and Jeff Healey was the headliner. And I was playing at the festival as well, but I was much further down the bill, the band that I was playing in. I think it was a blues festival. Oh, I think I was playing in a Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute band. Yes. And the tribute band was opening up, but further down the bill. There was 10 bands on the bill. Anyways, I got a chance to go over and talk to Jeff. He freaking remembered me from that high school gig. I'm like, how can you possibly? This was I'm going to say in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, something like that. And he remembered me because I remember talking to him at that gig and shaking his hand and, oh man, you're an awesome guitar player. And again, he wasn't famous at the time. He was just Jeff Healey, guitar player. But he remembered that specific night. He remembered me. He remembered the band. He remembered everything. The guy's brain, he was like a steel trap. His memory was incredible. And we chatted, we laughed. I told him my story. I said, Jeff, you made me so angry. I was ready to quit drums. And he laughed about it. And he's like, well, look, here you are today, man. I'm so glad you didn't quit. The man was a saint. Rest in peace, Jeff. I only met him the 2 times, but he was such a loving and wonderful person. And we laughed and laughed the second time after I told him that story. And we became friends. I never saw him again after that festival, unfortunately, but we did in that moment. We became friends and we bonded. So unlike the first time where I was ready to kill him, so to speak, but the second time it was all love and 2 musicians just coming together, and it was truly amazing. So anyways, that is a great story. I had a lot of fun telling it, reliving it. Even though I'm smiling and laughing and everything, I can just remember my pain at the time of that happening. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because it was a really, really fantastic moment in my musical development. So I want to thank you guys that have been commenting. I think I got about 800 or 900 comments, probably more. I think I have over 1,000 comments on my last 5 videos. Amazing. I got a ton of new subscribers. Thank you guys very much. I'm continuing to grow the channel. You guys seem to enjoy these stories. I got tons of them. I'm always coming up with new ideas. So please subscribe, keep watching, keep commenting, keep liking, because I'm going to keep the stories coming. Thanks very much for watching. And as always, as Jeff Healey told me, don't give up drumming. Keep drumming. See ya.